Hello, this is Saul again. Here it is December 18th, Wednesday, week before Christmas. I guess Christmas is next Wednesday. Wow. Thursday, next Thursday. So yeah, a week from Christmas. Anyway, it is a live stream. I am here with my friend Wombat, as always. Well, as usual anyway. Okay, so where did we last leave off? I only had a short session yesterday, and I was looking into the broken build. Right. And so now there is, I may as well start with this right now. I'd like to at least fix another bug today or two. Did I set the title properly here? What is the title today? It doesn't say on here. But anyway, again, fixing visidata issues. So let's look at this build here. It's this test or load con LLU thing, library. It's that loader that somebody else contributed. I forget who. Visidata loaders con LLU, con LL. Oh, right, this was Paul McCann. Right. Thank you, Paul, for this. I don't think I've ever used it, but I think it's useful for language stuffs. It requires pi con LL. Anyway, it looks like these tests worked on 3.11, 3.12, but not on 3.14. So I think it's the latest Python version thing. So let's go back here. How are we going to find, let's see here. So let's see, it's Python install version. Okay, let's try that. I want a specific Python pyenv. Okay, it's pyenv. Let's pip install pyenv here. Although I may want to, I may need to, oh. Okay, fine, I'll install it. Well, you want me to install it. Installing this for Linux, homebrew. I don't think I should be doing that, but. Okay. Yeah, I don't want all this. Oh, man. I don't want to add pyenv. Fucking pain. Sorry. Okay, so let me put this in my, I guess, login. Restart your shell. Wait. Pi and what is that? Okay, first of all, let's change our shell again. launch this, am I going to be automatically... I think I may have to... I don't know, guys. Didn't work, and I'm not interested in debugging stuff. I just install Python 3.14 and run it manually. I wish I cared. Boy, it's supposed to be so easy, and I'm not finding it so easy here. Kindly remove. Oh, hello, Anya, welcome. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, that you would set it up. I think I should at least be self-sufficient in this exact case here. I'm just more aggravated with PyEnv at the moment. Like, it seems like it should be relatively easy to set it up, and then it's just not been super great. After installing, set up, follow these instructions here. CSH, CSHRC. I am not about to use Conda. I don't know, it just seems pretty heavy for what I'm trying to do here. Wait. Oh. Trying to be too handy here. Let's give myself a... By the way, this is how it looked just before this. I was supposed to run these commands from the shell, and then it would automatically append them to my ZHHRC. And then I instead took these commands and appended to my ZHHRC. So that means that every time I launched a shell, it would re-add these commands again to my ZHHRC. Now, that's not all that interesting, except that it was when I was in college, or this is in 1995 or 6 or so, we had a computer lab and we had shared terminals there because this was the days when not everybody had their own laptop and their own computers everywhere. So it was a thing that we'd have, we'd log into our station desktop, and you'd go to the bathroom or you'd leave yourself, just wander away for a little bit. It's a community, so it's generally okay. But there was a general culture around trying to get people not to do that. I mean, it's just not a good security practice. And so when you find that somebody had logged into a computer, because you might even go there, try to sit down and be like, oh, this computer's taken, and they'll be back. The gentle thing to do is to log them out and be like, okay, I have this computer now, and then they come back later. But the thing to do if they did it frequently, or if you were kind of a punk, you wanted to punish them for this, was to add this, run this line, or add this line to their it's called a bash RC. It wasn't a bash RC at the time, but .profile basically. And so this would be, append. So this would be a command that was in the bash RC itself. And then what would happen is that things would be fine. Like you just would leave them, you just do this and walk away, a one-line change. I'm not sure if you can tell what it would do, but effectively it makes the bash RC sleep for a second when it starts up. Well, it doesn't do that. It adds a line that makes it sleep for a second when it starts up. And so when you log in, every single time you log in, it would take a second longer than the previous time. And it becomes like maddening, It's like, why is this taking a minute? Take me a full minute to log in. And it happens so gradually that you're kind of like just, you wind up getting just kind of frustrated. But then at some point you investigate and it's like, well, here's this madness, and you figure it out. And it's actually kind of a harmless prank, but still aggravating. But anyway, this was what we used to do or some people used to do. I don't think I've actually done this myself, but to get people to pay attention and at least lock their screen, if not log themselves out when they went away from their terminal. Anyway, long way around. I'm not sure if anybody cares about that, but that's my late 90s experience. So I'm going to log back into ZSH here. Now we've got this thing running. We're going to try to do this, try to use this dang thing. High-env install 3.14. I'm not sure if there's a... Sure. Okay, so it's installing this actual thing. I think this is just going to install it, the binaries, and now I have to set up, add it to my environment. Is that right? Is this going to build Python? Oh, man. Didn't particularly want to build it, but okay, so shell session. That's how I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wind up installing this and then running pyenv shell version in order to use 3.14 for this one test, and that should be fine. Hey, hopefully that's sufficient. Now, it may take up the entire time of today's stream in order to install, or well, build and install Python. I guess we'll see. In the meantime, I guess I have a pull request here. A new, oh, is it not a pull request? A new issue. Oh, a new issue on DarkDraw. That's right. From our friend, Mr. Adrian Goatee, who has been using up DarkDraw. Using up DarkDraw in a storm? What's the proper? I don't know. Okay, so Phil. DarkDraw multiple frames. Ah. Well, okay, I thought that we had. So I thought that this was working here. And that we only did this, oh, because it's, oh my gosh. No, it should still work. So basically the idea is that if you've got multiple frames that the source coming from, then it will paste them as the same frame. Oh, really? I don't want to deal with this. Can I just install Python 3.14 manually here? I don't feel like having to compile everything. I don't think I should. Okay, let's try installing Python 3.14 like this. Nope. Oh, because it's not public, is that why? It might be that we have to actually... Okay, that's what I thought. So yeah, Python 3.14 may not, it's not been installed yet. Or available yet. So this is, thanks PSF, appreciate that. Big colors. Download the source release, no. I see, so if you're not on Windows or Mac, you're gonna wind up installing it yourself until whatever distro ends up doing it. Okay, well, what is the release schedule for these guys? Okay, yeah, this is already out. This has been out for 2 months now. Oh, I probably just do I need to update here. That's all. No, not yet. Okay, well, maybe I should just install gzip. Oh, I lost all those things though from all my back scrolling here. Yeah. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Try it again. See how long this. Oh, it's gonna download the whole thing again. Is there a way to install? Okay, well, it says that it's the official one. Python 3000. Why? What's alt1 about here? Am I actually on? This is just plain old Debian. Okay. Sounds good. Oh, I see that's an RPM. Okay. Oh, that's not right. This shouldn't be under a megabyte here. That's very interesting. Not super excited about this. Like even if it is, first of all, I should have the standard library. Oh yeah, there's not even a Python 3.14 in here. This is like everything but the actual. Guess maybe that's it. Okay, well, we're not going to use this then. We are going to wait for these errors here. Oh, I see. It's a pie. Two Pythons trying to eat a pie, which says 3.14 on it. That's cute. Okay, so let's install bsip2 and curses. Oh boy. So let's go to a shell here, and then lib gzip bzip2. Is that right? Dash dev. Let's try that. bz2 bzip2. bz2 dev. Okay, one down, hopefully. And then we're going to install curses, the curses dev, and curses rather. Dash dev, sure. And then we're going to install libffi. Install readline, libreadline dev, and libssl dev. Yeah, right? It is a cute image. And libssl LDev. Basically, there's probably an easier way to install these things, but I don't care. I just want to get this thing up and going here. Okay, let's try building it again. Download it again, build it again, whatever. Oh, okay, let's see if that works. Anyway, we're looking at this. Like I said, let me look at here, dark draw drawing. Got the fill command, fill cars. And I think there was this, I added this in here. Oh, I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Is it paste? Oh, fill may be different from paste. Okay, hold on. There's the deep copy. Okay, so it's down here in paste cars. We are doing the right thing. Boom. And now we want to be doing fill with a similar kind of code. That's what we do. So the idea is it's these 3 lines. Well, 3 clauses here. Basically, if there is for every row, we set the frame either based on the old row. So actually, we need like a copy row thing, and let's see how we're going to do this. Fill. It's always fun that shows up. So, okay, it's going to be this exact same thing here. I think we want to actually do a copy row. Fill cars is just always... Actually, fill should always use... Oh boy, here's more. SQLite. LZM. Okay, let's get this going on here. Oh. LZMA. Okay, so that's one, and then we're going to do SQLite dev, redev, and we're going to do TK interdev. Well, hello, Mr. Love Triangle. I am just looking at the bug that you posted here. I realized that it's just, we don't support that case, and I think you're right. We need to use a similar thing. I think this was a bug that was happening before any recent changes, but now it's more evident because now it acts differently than the paste command. So tk enter. I want the precursor to these things here. Yeah. What is the library it's missing? Figure for TK, missing TK toolkit. So is it just, what does it require? TK, that's going to be gruesome. Dev. Boy, it's just libtk dev, is that right? TK stands for toolkit. No, it's like half of it. Oh, TK 9.0-dev. Why was that not? Oh. Okay. Oh, TK dev, I see. So you said before, fill and paste always assigned everything to the current frame. It looks like, yeah, I'm not sure that is the case because it looks like the frame's not being changed here in fill cars. And so unless I don't think I removed that. So I don't think fill was doing it. I think it might have just been a happy accident that it was working out. I can verify, but I can just also fix it here. And yeah, because I agree though. So anyway, the question that I had for you was, do you ever want fill to operate not in the current frame? Because my theory is that, or thesis here is that fill should always be in the current frame. There makes no, unless you're going to do like something like fill all frame. I guess there's two options. One is to fill in the current frame, and another is to fill them in the background frame. But there actually is a way to be in the background frame. I changed paste for multiple frames, that's right, but fill, I think, is different than, I mean, the code is a completely different path. Fill should always be current frame. And there is a way to have the, quote, current frame be just the base frame, right? The non-frame frame that always gets drawn. And so, I mean, that must be the case. I think that's the case anyway. Like the none frame, right? And then if you fill on that frame, then it shows up in every frame. And if you move to a real frame and fill, it only shows up in that frame. That's my understanding of how things should work. Well, I definitely want SQLite 3. Oh. And so yeah, I can look and see in the dark draw thing here, get blame, dark draw drawing. This is line 763 or so. Yeah, so this hasn't, unless this has been changed in this commit here, I think this is just how it's been. Well, it might be the case that you can't use the unframe while frame objects exist, but I think that's a mistake. I think that you do want to see what the base frame, the unframe, if you will, looks like by itself. It's like this is the, like animation, they've got the background and then the cells, the individual like characters that move on top of the background. And that's kind of what the point is here. You got the animation, the things that are animating, but on top of something that's always there. So it makes sense to me anyway. You don't want to have to duplicate everything across every frame. So if you can't, we should add that functionality and make it so that either there's like a special mode, like a certain thing, or just the first frame is the none frame. And after let me just actually launch DarkDraw and see what the deal is here. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to do, well, I have to actually source this, not VD, DarkDraw. It's kind of nice. Here's the bouncy ball. And so I believe that the ground here is on the none frame. Okay. And so we have frame 0. Oh yeah, okay. And yeah, there's no way to get outside of that. So I think we'll make it so that the, I guess that if you go, well, let's see, G, frame mover, tags to hide the other layers. When you say active, you just mean existing, right? Like, not that you can be, I think if you're on frame 2, well, actually that's a good question. Do you want to be able to place things on the unframe while you're on frame 2? Or is it okay to go to the unframe, place it, and then go back to frame 2? And this is kind of a question, because like, we can make it so that the unframe is just the first, the actual first frame, and then you gotta go first frame, skip one in order to, or next frame in order to get to the literal first animation frame. But that seems like it might be a pain if you want to go back and forth, so I'm wondering about actually making a toggle. Well, figuring it out somehow anyway. Okay, well, this looks like this actually works. So pi ends. We're going to go back to here, shell. Oh, I have to source. Okay. Now, if I run Python, didn't work. Well, I may have to do it the old-fashioned way after all. Okay, Python 3.4. And then let's try running this test here, the Connell U test. I have to install this job. I don't have to. I totally thought that I had to. Oh, okay, so it's installed. Let's see here. What are you saying? Both would be useful. Be able to set the destination frame from any frame. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, hold on. Let's think about this. So by default, the destination frame is the current visible frame. And I think what you're suggesting is that the destination frame could be any frame, even though the visible frame is a different frame. That doesn't seem useful except in the unframed case. Like, it seems like you always want the destination frame to be something that's visible. Like, it doesn't make sense to put something on frame 12 when you're on frame 13. Am I wrong about that? Okay, so anyway, I'm trying to replicate this issue, this running load .lu with Python 3.14, and it seems like it's not working, but it was working for me. So I don't know what the issue is. Oh, okay, yeah. Definitely not correct. Yeah, so you're basically saying the ability to place characters on the unframe, which I think is a fine name for it, the unframe. Yeah, that's the one case that makes a lot of sense to me. So let's see. We could, how could we do this? I'm thinking, let's see, unframe, we could say there's a default, there's the we could have a different set of commands for like a ZP and a ZF that always paste to the unframe. Gosh, let me put that on the back burner for the moment here, and let's just see if I can't figure this thing out, or at least make some progress on it. So it looks like, yeah, we're running the test, and it seems like it's working fine for us with 3.14. Oh, it might not be using Python. Okay, let's try that then. Let's try Python 3.14, or toggle and a marker on the UI. It's not an effective way. Do so you expect this is going to work for both paste and fill. How about add? I mean, it seems like it should work for add and edit. Because like add makes sense because you're basically saying, oh, I want to be on the background frame. I'm seeing it from this frame's perspective, but I can edit the background frame. Edit should edit the thing that is like, if it's on frame 4, it should stay on frame 4. And the only thing I can think of is that if you're toggling to the, or you got it set to the unframe, if you've got a stack of things and something's on frame 4 above something that's on the unframe, that it will choose to edit the thing on the unframe. Right, like I'm saying, we can change that and have edit ignore the current frame if the destination frame is the unframe. Yep, add and paste and fill. Yeah, okay, add, paste, and fill. I'll work with this. Oh, and the question that I had was, you know, we have that the paste modes, character, color, and all. I think you'd want to have those. That's orthogonal to this, right? Like you'd want it to be any of those modes for paste, and then also to the unframe or the current frame. Let's see here. So we're going to run visidata bash B even. B? What's the actual test going to be here? Tests load conlu. Like that. Play it though. Okay, and now if I do hp python 4, okay, I hear you like the current edit behavior. I guess we'll keep that then. How do I wish, Anya, are you here right now? Yeah, okay. You know, maybe that is it. Maybe I'll just say paste all, and then it'll say something like unframe, or whatever we want to call this thing. Basically, it's going to be current frame by default, and if it says unframe right next to it, then that means it's pasting to the unframe, and it really is just a binary Boolean flag that you can get in and out of. Maybe it's like semicolon, I think, changes the paste behavior, and Z semicolon or something will toggle the, or G semicolon, more like. I think that makes some kind of sense. Yeah, I think Anya skipped out, which is fine. How am I gonna run this? Is it -m pip install? Install icon. Then it'll install it. Now if we run this, boom. No attribute load. Are we seeing this? Huh. Nothing? Okay. Well, so let me do that in a second here. Anya, if you're back, I'm trying, I may have replicated this issue. Well, kind of replicated. I thought that I would see an error message in here, but I don't. And I don't see it in the, when I run the test. When I run, just replay this test script with Python 3.14, then I get this attribute error, no attribute load. And then, yeah, it's just, there's nothing in this library. So I'm not sure what the deal is with this library. Has it changed? Is this like, I mean, I can reach out to Palm, and it looks like there's been a release somewhat recently here. Repo, there we go. So I think it's still being actively updated, and yeah. Where's the latest release? It was 2 weeks ago, so 4.0. So yeah, maybe this latest release removes that load. If that's the case, I may, let's go to the change log here. Hopefully they keep that up to date. I might just file a bug and ping Palm. And let's see if Palm's been active on GitHub. Yeah, somewhat recently anyway. So yeah, I may just try that and ask him to investigate. What are the differences? Move, oh. Minimum supported version of 3.14. Oh, I see. So it might be one of those things that all the other versions are using 3.3 whatever, and 3.14 does use the latest one and nobody else can. So, Let's file a bug. PyCon LL. Let's see if I can. Let's file a bug. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, I'll include this. Well, I'll at least include a thing here. So, new issue. Bug report. Oh boy. LL. You, I guess. Python 3.1 load test working on. So, all descriptions. So, running the load on LU test with Python 3.14 Python py. Gets an error. Broken with apparently no error output. Hopefully it's an error. Looks like the 4.0 release, which is for Python 3.14 a few weeks ago. So, and possibly the interface has changed. Doop 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 doop. Home, are you still using the LU loader? Can you take a look at this? Email, I do. Okay. I'll do this in a comment. Okay, this is on, is it bug? I don't know, it's on the tests though, the build. Okay, either way. Okay, so let's try to implement that thing we were talking about, Mr. Love Triangle. So we're gonna go here to drawing. Oh, let's see. So if I look at the paste mode, it won't be the paste mode. Oh, there. Oh, literally. Oh, my. Where are you then? Click, draw. Did I miss it? Oh, it's the first one. Oh, wow. Okay. So we're going to make this be self-paste mode. And then we're going to have it be self... this is not paste mode. This is paste frame. Let's call it paste frame for the moment. And so we're going to have paste mode. Where are you? There you are. Paste frame. And so this is going to be either unframe or current. By default, I think it should be current. And then you'll have G. Well, let's just make G semicolon for the moment be the this is G semicolon is going to set paste unframe, something like that. This is paste frame equals unframe, and then let's just call it Z semicolon. So yeah, we either can make G semicolon toggle, or we can make them be G semicolon and Z semicolon. Kind of fine with either. So we can talk about being current and unframe. Boy, those are great. So it sounds like you want it to be a toggle, is that right? If so, I think I would make the toggle be G semicolon. Yeah, okay, fine. You know, maybe it's just a Boolean, proper Boolean. Paste unframe equals not sheet paste unframe. And then we got paste frame is fine. I know. It's more about the general toggling strategy. Over years, we discovered that if you're going to have it be scriptable, then toggling is actually it's less predictable. But I mean, for interactive use, I think you're probably right. Okay, so unframe there, and let's see here. Self-paste frame. This is paste unframe, and the default value should be false. By default, it should paste to the current frame. So now we've got paste frame, paste unframe. Yep, great. And then now we just have to go to that paste card. Oh, fill cards. Okay. And so, okay, good seeing you, Anya. Good luck with your meeting. And yeah, we're going to try to keep Dr. up to date for the moment. So let's see here, paste mode. We're looking for this. We're just going to look for if self.paste unframe. Oh wait, this is fill. Then r.frame, yep, is none. Actually, we're going to do this. We're going to do just this. Else, it's the current frame. That should solve it for the fill cars sense. Have to be toggle logic. Could you just have two different states and have the same control conditionally pick one or the other? That's the same as toggling, isn't it? I don't understand how that's any different. So this is the current frame. We're going to do the exact same thing here. And then we're also going to do it in the add. Is place text. Add text. So interestingly, there's this option that we have added called DDW add base frame. And that already existed. And maybe, honestly, maybe we're doing all this extra work here when that's what this thing should be currently using. So that, I mean, it's a full-fledged option, so you can set it yourself, but we'll just be toggling that option on and off instead of having a separate variable. And that seems kind of reasonable to me, to just use this existing thing. So, yeah, I don't think you even know about this feature. Let me see if who does use it here. And there it is already. Already in place. So yeah, I think we're gonna use this. Okay, so let's just undo everything. I'll keep that because I want to actually, yes, get rid of that. Yes, get rid of that. Oh, actually, I do want to keep that one. And yeah, actually, okay. So then this is going to be back to that, yes. Ditch it. No. And so it really is only this one down here. This one has to be, and it's going to be set paste base frame. So it's going to be sheet options, DW, what's it called? Add base frame. Not sheet options. Well, I don't know how those things happen, except for I do know how they happen. They happen because I got excited and tried to do a thing and then didn't finish it, or I don't know. Like, yeah. Software's kind of a hot mess. Like, ideally everything would be perfect, or at least better than it is, and it's just not. And there seems like there's software that gets written, and it gets written in a flurry. It's like there's 30 hours of effort. And there's, like I said, software that doesn't even get written. So I kind of I'm both ashamed of the software that I write and not much else I can do. This is going to use r.frame equals r.currentFrame ID. It's none if self.options add base frame else ID. That's for fill. Now we've already got the base frame concept here, and now all we have to do is one frame. I think I'm going to call it the base frame. Background. Background's already used for color. base if self.options.dw add base frame. Else nothing. Okay, so now if we have this bouncy ball here, and I wanted to make something that lives everywhere, I can do this, paste all base, paste all not. And so if I put something on here, I'm going to add a little character for it to come down. So now it's being pasting only on the first frame. So hate it. We're going to put an extra little 0 here. And if I play this, it'll have a 0 for the first frame. Yep, and that's it. And now if I don't, how do you stop playing, by the way? I forget. It should be ZR. Stop animation is Alt-P. Okay. I would use ZR for this, to be honest. Maybe. If R plays, then ZR should stop playing. It's an idea that I had anyway. I could do a bind instead of an Alt-P. I think you're already bind key ZR stop animation. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you, bro. Okay, so we're gonna, actually I'm gonna make ZR be the standard one and Alt-P the alternate one. Okay, oop, not that. Drawing, okay, so we've got this testing out, but oh, I don't want it to be, I wanna have this one always be there. Now if I add it and then reset. Oh, look, it's always there. Seems like the ball should be on top of, like the base frame should be painted last, but I think that's just the standard rules of later rows trump things, so. Okay, well if you don't mind, I'm gonna change it from Alt-P to ZR and just call it good. So, I think this is a feature that we have. Boom. No. Yes. This is it. We actually have a display of the existing option. We use that option in fill cars. We're already using that option in paste cars, which also should be used. I think these are also used for add base frame. This is an add text. And then this one is in fill. Is that right? Yep. And this other one here is in paste. So there's basically add, paste, and fill modes, and it's used in all of them. And here's the G semicolon to toggle it, and it seems to work. Great. Okay, so we're going to commit this here. This is fill. Number 48. Place on base frame if add base frame set. Add G semicolon to toggle. Okay. 48. Boom. Made a command to prompt for a color string for car paste mode and bounded GC. I'm curious what you mean by that. You mean that you said GC, so you're setting a literal color? I forget how this actually works. Let me, animation change key. Stop animation. Okay. So yeah, so in here, the paste color string for car paste mode. Yeah. There's a car paste mode. If it's car, then it uses the. Oh, that's the color. I see. Right. Wait. If paste mode is color, set color. Set color. So there's already a ZC here to set the color. Oh, that's interesting. Let's text N. What the? That's probably right. Oh, I see. In ZC. Yeah, ZC prompts for a color too. I think ZC might be what you want. Oh, I see. You want to set, of course. Well, that makes total sense, of course. You want to set the exact same thing as ZC, except for instead of it being setting the color on the cursor thing, which is less useful, of course, you want to set it in general. Yeah. Well, does car paste? Here's the default color, right? Default color. All we're doing is setting the default color. Yeah, in some ways, I think, okay, I think it's just set default color. Let's move this up here. Let's find this, move the ZC. Here it is. Set default color. Set color input. This is going to be set default color input, I guess. Yeah. Let's just try this. Yep. Okay, so yeah, we're saying, I'm not sure about ZC. It seems a little bit of an oddball, but we're going to have GC set it from the input as a default color and C pick it from the canvas, and we can change that. We can do any combination of these things. I'm not 100% sold on it, but I agree that you want this thing, this option. I mean, that makes total sense, of course. So when you're in car mode, we're going to set the color to whatever we're going to be adding here, GC. Set default color red, and we'll add a 4, and that's red now. That makes total sense. Okay, you also use, you do use ZC. Okay, like even if we had GC, you'd still use ZC for individual colors. Like you have like kind of a, just type out 153, 154, whatever your color scheme is or something. Okay, well I got your GC here. It's GC. I moved those around. I probably shouldn't move around the same thing. Oh. Color. Yep. Add GC to set default color from input. Great. That's not even mine. That's an additional command. Boom. Okay, you are welcome. I think I didn't test out the fill, but like I said, it was a pretty straightforward thing. I think it's going to work. I guess I should test it out. So we're looking, yeah, we're looking to fill. We're going to make a little bit of a thing here. The same thing with editing the text. We're going to make it be a bunch of balls. If we fill, oh, okay, great. Let's fix that anyway. Current frame ID. None. There's no current frame. Okay, fine. So set options, base frame, and R frame is none. Otherwise, else, what else is leave it alone? Right? No, if there is no frame. Well, wait a second. It should be already copied. R.current frame. Who uses that? Self.current frame. That's the problem. Good catch, me. Okay, let's try again. Yank that, fill it. Yay, balls everywhere. Okay. Now, but if we do that and fill, it's not on this frame, so we're going to replay it, and yep, and then if we set it to be on a base frame, actually we're going to undo that, and now on a base frame, fill it, and now if we run it, oh, there's balls everywhere. Great. Okay. Glad I tested that a little bit. Except, base frame, base minus I. It is this one. Okay, so if you, Mr. Love Triangle, would poll and check it out, I can close this issue, and you've got a couple more features in DarkDraw. That seems reasonable to me. So, yep. I will let Palm look at that. Oh, okay. Yep. So yeah, we've got that's been like 3:15. I got some things I want to do today. So I'm not sure how much more stuff I'll be able to do with Visidata right at the moment. I'd like to knock a small one out, but I'm not sure if I'm exactly in the mood. Sorry, reading here. I think that the controls for all layers and top layers should be reversed. Can you tell me the specific thing you're talking about? Just one command example. S should select top layer. Oh. So interestingly, this is a little trickier than it seems like, because there actually is a selection command in visidata itself, because visidata itself has a canvas for you to little graphs and things. And so in visidata, we have the canvas text, right? Yeah. And then here's the selection guy, select cursor. And so this is actually just doing, I think actually not select here. No, I think it's just knowing how to do it. Yeah. So this is using the yeah, I get it. It'll be a little more work. Well, I guess we could do maybe a bind. Just a bind. It's just going to be a little bit different than visidata itself. Maybe that's fine though. Doesn't matter. So can you give me a list of those things? Like select is one case. That's great. What else is on that list? Yeah, you select, right, of course, paste color, CC. Well, ZC we can definitely just fix, right? Like, you're saying set color should be on the, not for everything, but just the top thing. And then like, GZC should do everything. Actually, G, if anything, should make it be selecting all layers. It should be GS, right? Do we even have a GS? No. Oh, GS right now selects the entire everything on the canvas. So it would be. So what we typically have for visidata is the Z is like a very specific thing. It's like if you specify it with an input, or yeah, like, you know, it's the tunable version of it, but it doesn't like quite work in this case. Maybe this is the Z. Oh, GZS is everything on the canvas? You know these commands more than I do. Select all this frame, right? Okay, then what's GS then? Okay, yeah, then GS just selects everything. Okay, yeah. So I see, and you want to make S be select top. I would say GS. Interestingly, I think GS selects everything but the base frame. Yeah, I don't like necessarily like GS and GT here. Is there a GU? There's not even a GU? Oh, okay, I just didn't do that one. Not that anybody uses it, but yeah, so I think we would take it and make it be S selects the top element, the visible element, like you were saying, by default. GS selects, I guess, everything at the cursor, which is what S does, right? Yeah, S currently selects all layers. So like we do exactly invert that. That makes sense for GS. And then GZS can still stay selecting everything this frame on the canvas. Kind of like delete or move the frame around. Which I think is still handy, right? And what would ZS be? Might be like, no, it's not used, I guess. I would say to sleep on it, but I know that if I do that, I'm not going to come back to it anytime soon. And, you know, as long as we're here. GZS, you use GZS a lot, huh? What do you use it for? Is that for, just like I'm saying, selecting the entire frame and moving it around? Like, I guess you kind of copy the frame and then move it one step over or something. Actually, GC, what was I saying? GC should set the color on everything that's selected. Yeah, if we're making this be like visidata, then GC should set the just like C, except for on the entire selection, not the entire cursor. Set default color, or set, no, I'm sorry. Oh, I see, only ZC sets the color. So never mind, GZC. So we should make a GZC that is setting the color on everything that's been selected. Gosh. Yeah, okay. GZC set color selected, guess. And so this is going to be on everything here. Now, this has cursor rows. We want selected rows. Selected rows. And then there was one more instance of using it here. This one, this is place text N. And this uses the cursor rows. Do need a control for input default color. Yeah, no, I think we're just adding a GZC. I think we're going to keep everything. Okay, well, we can talk about the exact bindings, but for the moment, we're going to keep everything as it was, and GZC is going to be the new command here to set things as this, set the color on the selected rows to be input. So, yeah, well, anyway, what's most like visidata is having ZC be that takes the input. And it is actually keystroke, but you're already going to be having this to type it out. And then, yeah, GCC will also take an input, but then pass it to selected rows instead. So I think that's actually legit. Makes sense? Okay, sorry, I've lost the thread here. We were going to be talking about, S. You know what? I don't know why I don't feel up to this at the moment. I think it's just, there's a lot of there's rapid change here, and I'm wanting to make sure that I'm considering it properly. I mean, you, as a primary user of DarkDraw, should have most of this input here. But I'm trying to hold it all in my head, and I'm struggling with that at the moment. I think it's just been a long night and a long year, and it gets dark in an hour, and all the classic stuff. Excuses. So I was going to suggest if you would file an issue requesting that feature for the bindings for select to be set properly. And honestly, the best thing that you can do in this case is to be rigorous about it and mention exactly the things where GS becomes, or use the exact long names. S should be mapped to select all. No. Yeah, exactly. Think through it, make all the hard choices, right? GS should be S should be select top. GS should be select all at cursor, etc. Yeah, no, but you're the one you're using it more than I am at this moment. So it's you should be able to have input on this thing. I'm just trying to keep it be somewhat coherent for us all. Anyway, if you are up for that, please do file an issue, and then I can get to it. I won't be here tomorrow. I will be back next week, I believe. And but then that's the best way to guarantee that at least I look at it. Well, I know I haven't been all that diligent at looking at issues, so I'm trying to get back into it. So that's the best way at this moment to get me to pay attention to it, and maybe just make it happen next week. Merry Christmas, But I think I am done with DarkDraw for the moment here. And I might even be done with live stream for the moment here too. I'd have to finish off the website for Magworld, which is basically working. I think it looks pretty okay. And then get ready to release it. I need to write up all the emails to everybody that is saying, hey, here it is, check it out. And yeah, get ready to send those in the next few things. Yes, exactly. File an issue for the new bindings. Basically, just what you were saying, but be very specific about it. This should be this should be that, this should be that. And if you call them all out, then I'll at least be able to look at them and say, this doesn't make sense, let's try this instead. Or just, you know what, that looks good, and then go ahead and make it happen. I think the part of the barrier here at the moment is that I have to think those things through when I'm operating on less than full brain power. So to a bit. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah. Thanks for listening. And it's just a podcast, just is what it is, but I'm trying to make it be a thing. I'm trying to make fetch happen, as it were, make mag happen. And hopefully I'm getting better over time. So I have some ideas for what to do in the next few months. Maybe even having some guests. We'll see how it works out. Okay, man, thanks for being here for this live stream session. I'm glad we got a couple of DarkDraw things fixed for you. Let me actually push what I do have here. Just this one commit. Oh, I'm already bisecting. That's interesting. Push. Okay, well, send in a email if you want to correct me about decibels to saul@magworld.pw, and we can at least talk about it. I'll talk about it with Mike, maybe even on the air. Okay, man. Peace out. Thanks for being here. I will see you next time. Cheers.